Oakland First Friday protest, June 2015. Credit Thomas Hawk, via Flickr. Some rights reserved. Here are 6 guidelines that can help you carry out nonviolent action more safely and effectively, while drawing upon nonviolent practices from your own cultural heritage. These guidelines derive, as you'll see, from 2 basic points to bear in mind. We are not against other people, only what they are doing. Means are ends in the making. Nothing good can ultimately result from violence. 1. Respect everyone, including yourself. The more we respect others, the more effectively we can persuade them to change. Never use humiliation as a tool or accept humiliation from others, as that only degrades everyone. Remember, no one can degrade you without your permission. Healing relationships is the real success in nonviolence, something violence can never achieve. Even in a case of extreme violence, Gandhi felt it was possible to hate the sin, not the sinner. In 1942, when India was held down by the British and fearing a Japanese invasion, he advised his fellow compatriots, if we were a free country, things could be done nonviolently to prevent the Japanese from entering the country. As it is, nonviolent resistance could commence the moment the Japanese effect ending. Thus, nonviolent resistors would refuse them any help, even water. For it is no part of their duty to help anyone to steal their country. But if a Japanese person had missed their way and was dying of thirst and sought help as a human being, a nonviolent resistor, who may not regard anyone as his enemy, would give water to the thirsty one. Suppose the Japanese compel resistors to give them water, the resistors must die in the act of resistance. 2. Always include constructive alternatives. Concrete action is always more powerful than mere symbolism, especially when that action creates constructive alternatives. Setting up schools, forming cottage industries, establishing farming cooperatives, devising community-friendly banking. As Buckminster Fuller said, you never change things by fighting the existing reality. To change something, build a new model that makes the existing model obsolete. Gandhi initiated 18 projects that enabled Indians to take charge of their own society, making it much easier to dismiss British rule and lay the groundwork for their own democracy. Constructive work has many advantages. It enables people to break their dependency on a regime by creating their own goods and services. You cannot get rid of oppressors when you depend on them for essentials. You are not just reacting to offenses but taking charge. Being proactive helps you shed passivity, fear and helplessness. It gives a movement continuity, as it can continue when direct resistance is not advisable. Studies have shown that working together is the most effective way to unite people. It builds community and reassures the general public that your movement is not a danger to the social order. Most importantly, it establishes the infrastructure that will be needed when the oppressive regime falls. Many an insurrection has succeeded in dislodging a hated regime only to find a new set of oppressors rush into the vacuum. A good rule of thumb to follow is be constructive wherever possible, and obstructive wherever necessary. 3. Be aware of the long term. Nonviolent action always has positive results, sometimes more than we intended. When China was passing through a severe famine in the 1950s, the U.S. branch of Fellowship of Reconciliation organized a mail-in campaign to get President Eisenhower to send surplus food to China. Some 35,000 Americans took part. Our message to the president was a simple inscription from Isaiah: if thine enemy